We in the initiative know that watching our content causes YouTube to shove these channels in your face. And we know that the three dots maneuver doesn't help much, if at all. So from now on, we'll be linking to several third-party add-ons designed for one thing: chud blocking. I mean, you can block whatever you want. But in this case, you can be sure that the only time you'll ever hear from these parasites of film and pop culture will be when organized chaos turns their deranged backward logic on them to highlight their hypocrisy, or when Willis Credia takes their bizarre narratives about the box office to task. There are blockers for Chrome, Firefox, and even one for Opera. Do you use Opera? Who uses Opera? They're rated pretty highly, and crucially, they're free. We're calling this Operation Chudblock, and we're calling on you to take part. Operation Chudblock is go.
The future. Also, Ryan, you should have been a bubblehead.
There you go. No, I didn't have to go down a sub.
Uh-oh, I waited too long to piss. It's already started.
If you spend a year of your time after the first trailer comes out going, this movie is shit, only weirdos are gonna like it, it's gonna be about feminism, it's gonna be about racial diversity, it's gonna be about identity politics, it's gonna be about this, it's gonna be about that, and they do that for a whole year, do you actually believe that the people that watch that or the people that say that are gonna go into a movie and give it a fair shot? And this is a genuine question. Do you believe people that make that kind of content will go into a movie and go, I'm gonna be open-minded about this, and then my opinion coming out of it is gonna reflect what I personally feel about it after watching the movie? It is not financially beneficial for them to change their mind. Let me say this again. It is not a good way to make money for them to spend a year shitting on something and then watching it going, oh, I was wrong, it's actually pretty good. Because all that does is drive their viewers away from them. So they'll never change their mind about a movie. They will go into the movie already ready to hate it, come out and say, it's just as I predicted. There's nothing personal against them. I don't know them personally. I'm only talking about the way they run their channels and the kind of content that they do.
The only way that you can really stop this kind of thing is to arouse public opinion. It's very upsetting. It has a bad moral effect.
Forced adversity. yourself. What's more terrifying, fear or the frightened?
The facts of history and the aggressive impulses of an evil empire.
Bad, B-A-D-D, bothered about Dungeons and Dragons.
Up yours, woke moralists.
Socialism has spread the shadow of human regimentation over most of the nations of the earth.
And they're pushing identity politics with this. They 100% are.
How do you think homosexuals reveal themselves?
And the shadow is encroaching upon our own liberty.
I think there ought to be a law against it. Tonight I'm going to show you why.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. You stole it.
Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
Betty.
Ethan, where are you?
The Syndicate is real. A rogue nation trained to do what we do.
An anti-IMF.
It's not the house that's haunted. It's yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for popping in. We got delayed a half hour, but we are here. We're here.
Yes.
At least, are we here?
Mostly.
Okay. Yeah. Partially.
Yeah.
I don't know. How are you doing, Bobby?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm almost done. I'm working 7 days in a row. I just finished day 6, so I'm
okay.
I need to get through one more because that day off is looking
more.
so good. Like, yeah. No, like finally get to a day where I don't have to set the alarm clock. It's like, oh, that'll be nice.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah. But you know, before we get to that, we do have a podcast to do. We actually have
hey, Will.
So yeah, Charles. But we have I don't know if you've heard of it. There's this movie called Indiana Jones 5. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I caught the early bird today.
Oh, okay. Well, we will be discussing that today. And then we'll be discussing Mission Impossible 5 and then Insidious 1. I guess Insidious 5 is on the agenda for next week. We'll get into that because I did not even know there was another Insidious movie coming out. And I remember being like, oh, well, I kind of like that. So I'll throw one of those in there. And then I'm like, maybe I should have at least done the first 2. But well, here we are. Yeah. But Will Screed is right here. Indiana Jones 5 bomb.
It is.
But I don't even know. We shouldn't even be talking about it. It's such a big bomb. We shouldn't really even talk about it, you know, because who cares? Who cares? But I guess are we ready to just dive right into Indy?
Yeah.
All right, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I saw this Thursday. Yeah, saw it Thursday night.
Okay.
Okay. Will Screed is coming here with some data. Disney estimates 149 million 5-day worldwide haul and currently at 129 with 2 days left. Okay. I know. Yeah, massive bomb.
Well, yeah.
I know if I had 120 $29 million, I'd be okay. I don't know. If I had $129 extra, I'd be okay too. But yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting how this movie is for the most part, people are coming out of the theater, and what I'm seeing is largely kind of positive word of mouth, either positive or meh. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing kind of from people who see it. And the only people who seem to be actually like hating it are like the people who spent the whole year hating it just because the Disney Indiana Jones movie. And a lot of their fans are talking about how awful it is, even though they haven't even seen it by their own admission fairly quickly. But you know what? Bobby and I have seen it.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and give my thoughts real fast. I thought it was pretty good. Did it blow my mind? No. But I thought it was a solid Indiana Jones movie. What do you think, Bobby?
It definitely was like by the numbers in the sense of Indiana Jones. Like,
yeah.
I mean, overall,
so was Last Crusade.
Yes, so was Last Crusade, exactly. But I overall, it was okay. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't hate it like I hated Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah, this is a.
It's better than Crystal Skull.
Crystal Skull.
It's a solid step up. Yeah, like that's. I tried my best to go blind into it, not knowing anything about any of it, and overall, the story itself I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they dug with Archimedes, and like I think that's the deepest into history that not the deepest.
Yeah,
definitely like cool, and I was happy to see where they went with that. The villain was great. Yeah, like.
Yeah, no, I actually, you know what? You said it before the stream, but I'm going to go ahead and repeat it. It's just nice seeing Indy punching Nazis again. Just punch a Nazi. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the two things I will say about this movie. There are two elements where I could see where you watch this and you're not thrilled. Number one, when Steven Spielberg directed and put these Indiana Jones movies together, he did it with a much faster pace. This is very much a James Mangold style movie, so it's going to be a bit slower pace. If you've seen his movies, it's paced like that. So if you're looking for a faster paced Indiana Jones movie, this isn't going to be quite there. Now, also, the other thing that I could see this hurting is you do get a young Indiana Jones. It's done by CGI and double. There's actually I don't know if you've heard of Anthony Ingroup, or I have his YouTube video up they put up a while ago, but he is a Harrison Ford lookalike impersonator that they also used for a lot of the younger Indiana Jones stuff in this movie. And I've heard people say that like the CGI distracted them, and I will say there were moments where the CGI distracted me, but overall I thought it worked.
Yeah, it wasn't as jarring as I expected it to be.
No, I would say through most of that sequence, I kind of forgot he was CGI. It just felt like I was watching an Indiana Jones adventure.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then every once in a while I was like, oh yeah, he's CGI. You know, it says something where I have to be like, where it's like I'm forgetting that he's CGI. Yeah, I think overall I enjoyed that adventure. But it does make me think, because I have seen people complain about it, that maybe this isn't best for IMAX, because I'm thinking the bigger your screen, the more prominent the CGI issues are going to be.
I purposely didn't go see it in XD or whatever. I purposely just saw it in standard format. Yeah, because I sometimes with that type of CGI, it can look a little, especially on that bigger screen.
Yeah, and it might be a thing where it looks bad on IMAX, but then when you take it home after a few months, when it goes to home viewing, where it's going to get 99.999% of all its lifetime viewings, you're not going to see that. I saw it in normal theater screen because I don't usually do IMAX, because IMAX doesn't have the recliner chairs, and the normal theater and the place I go to does have recliner chairs, so I just go there. It's cheaper too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but. Like I said, the CGI in the normal theater didn't really bug me.
No.
There were moments when it did. I know when like the first face reveal, like I was like, But then it was fine. And then there's like these little moments where you notice it, but overall it's fine.
Like a few of the moments when he was passing through shadow and light.
Yeah.
That was just a little
well, that's the thing. They're smart and they really try to keep him in shadow a lot, which is the smart way to do it. But every once in a while there's light where there's a bit too much light and it's like, ooh, that doesn't look great. I think there's one very quick shot where it's like pretty much the sun's supposed to be rising and he's in daylight and it's like, ooh, that's not great.
Yeah.
But overall, it's good. Overall, I feel like I'm watching a young Indiana Jones adventure, and that's great. And I think it's almost funny saying it's a young Indiana Jones adventure because I think the third one took place in like, I want to say 39. And then this younger Indy here is supposed to be in 44. So it's like, supposed to be like 5 years after the last time we've seen a younger Indy. So it's interesting calling it younger. It is younger Indy, but younger but older than he was when we last saw him at that age. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is overall, in my opinion, a solid movie. Did not blow my mind. Although,
well, he would be younger, of course, because he drank from the Holy Grail. So he would be younger at that point.
True. You're not wrong at all. Yeah, and I had a train of thought. So, anyways, the Holy Grail was King Arthur and his knights. Oh wait, I did like that. I did like the red herring they actually had at the beginning here, where they're talking about the Spear of Destiny. They're talking about, oh, this is the spear that pierced Christ. I was like, oh, they're actually doing the Spear of Destiny. Is the dial somehow from the spear? And it's totally a fucking red herring. Absolutely a red herring. The dial has nothing to do with the spear.
Yeah, I was kind of like, oh, okay, we're doing that.
I mean, that's I swear, whenever they do like fan fiction or anything like that, that's almost always the artifact they go after. Probably just because the two more beloved movies deal with artifacts from Christianity, so I could see that.
Yeah.
But they don't. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to add is I definitely think I prefer this to Temple of Doom as well, in that it's more consistent. Temple of Doom essentially has a really good like 10-minute beginning, and then a last hour that's solid, and then 50 minutes in the middle that I really don't like.
Okay.
And this is just more consistent in my opinion. What I really loved was the fact that Helena Shaw just emasculated Indiana Jones every chance she got. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, how much?
Yeah.
No. That is not what's happening. All the people are hating on it are saying that's what's happening. No, not at all. They are partners. They work together.
No, absolutely.
I will say I didn't love her character, but I didn't hate her character either. I was kind of more mixed on her character, but it's one of those things where they're talking about doing a spinoff, and while the idea of a spinoff with her doesn't thrill me, it could be like Peacemaker. It's one of those things where, like, if they have a good enough script, like, you could sell me on the spinoff in the when I'm actually watching it. So, you know, I will see what they do with that. Of course, if this is a massive bomb, then they probably won't. But
no, probably not.
We will see.
I mean,
I
still think it's doing better than Flash.
Yeah. Well, lots of people are saying it's doing worse than Flash, but I don't think so. And I
disagree.
I've actually seen a breakdown of numbers, where like apparently this movie got a shit ton of tax credits, like the Indiana Jones, just like tax credit for this, tax credit for that, and that's something that they often don't consider. They can't talk about tax credits. They don't talk about like what it makes at home video and stuff like that, because I'm sure the studio pays attention to those numbers. It's not like they make a movie and it's like, oh well, if it doesn't make it in the box office raw, perfectly, then it's a bomb. I'm sure studios take all the numbers in consideration. And Indiana Jones is going to be something where even if people don't go to the theater and see it, they're going to check it out when it becomes available for home viewing. They absolutely will. So, I mean, it seems pretty. I'm pretty confident an Indiana Jones movie will make its money back. So I'm not really concerned about being a bomb. And the fact they're constantly talking about it kind of also tells you it can't be that big of a bomb either, because if it was a really big bomb, they wouldn't talk about because nobody would care.
No.
But yeah, trying to think what else is there that I would like to go over. Mads Mikkelsen is the villain, who's just a Nazi douchebag, is great. Yeah, and you were right. It is a safe Indiana Jones movie, and I would actually say all the Indiana Jones movies are pretty safe and kind of follow the formula set by Raiders, with probably the exception being Temple of Doom. And it would be nice if they varied away from that, but like especially with Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny, like there's so many years between those movies. I get the need, the desire to play a bit safe with your plot line. But yeah, like I said, overall this is a huge step up from Crystal Skull. I think it's probably a bit better than Temple of Doom, although Temple of Doom has warmed me over the years.
Yeah, Temple of Doom has won me over the years.
Mhm.
There's still like a lot that I do enjoy about Crystal Skull, but there's still a lot that I really don't.
I think I would enjoy that movie so much better if like they did so many more practical effects.
Yeah.
That movie is too CGI,
And
and I'm
the
saying this
the way
after,
it looks too. Yeah, the way it looks fit the film. It's just it's a little cringy to me.
and I think it's worth noting, like this movie actually has a young CGI Indiana Jones and is way less reliant on CGI than Crystal Skull. I'm just saying. Let's see. I'm looking over some of the comments. Have not seen it yet, but I'm going on Thursday. Awesome, Crawling Chaos. Well, no, Raiders, by definition, almost can't be the safe one, Crawling Chaos, because Raiders is the first one. It's kind of the introductory one. But essentially my point is Last Crusade, Crystal Skull, and Dial of Destiny all follow the greatest hits
formula
from... Yeah, the greatest hits from Raiders. Temple of Doom is probably the one that varies the most. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess I don't have a whole lot more to say other than I think this is a solid movie. I think if you're an Indiana Jones fan, this is worth checking out. Don't listen to the hate. Go in and just have your own opinion.
Just go in open-minded and just
save the money. Don't get the IMAX ticket. They'll probably make the CGI look a bit better. And just, if you like Indiana Jones, go check this one out. I don't really have much else to say other than I liked it.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Bobby?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, our next movie up is Mission Impossible 5 or Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. This is still my favorite one in the franchise. And rewatching, I was like, this one's just awesome.
Really, because I hardly remember any of it.
Really?
Yeah, no.
You didn't like this one? You didn't like...
I by the numbers for me, I guess. I like the last one more than this one.
Oh, wow. No, I really like how this one, like, essentially, the whole storyline of this one is that they're dealing with a syndicate, which is supposed to be the evil IMF. Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual IMF is getting dismantled, and Ethan Hunt and his renegade crew have to thwart this syndicate and show that the IMF is still valuable. And I think part of what makes this movie work for me is I like the crew. Ethan is Tom Cruise, so he's gonna do crazy stunts and try to kill himself. But I love Ving Rhames. I love
because he thinks that'll make great art.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not advocating for that to actually happen, but I mean, I still have that theory, and I'm standing by that. I'm going to die on that hill that he just wants, like he is trying to kill himself on film.
Yeah, he might be. Well, Tom Cruise just seems like kind of a cringy guy in real life, but like I enjoy most of his movies not titled The Mummy.
No, Days of Thunder is great. That's a great one.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah, I saw it recently, maybe about a year, or not recently, but I rewatched it maybe about a year or so ago, and yeah, I kind of forgot how great that movie was. Yeah, he went nuts at some point on the personality spectrum of something.
But yeah, as I was saying, I like the I like Ving Rhames in this. I like Simon Pegg in this. I think Jeremy Renner works fairly well as almost like the more conservative in his actions kind of variant of the Ethan Hunt character. Elsa Faust, who's introduced in this one and becomes the first woman in these movies to start appearing in multiple entries. I think she's a great addition to the cast. Yeah. I guess we disagree, but like this is my favorite Mission Impossible movie.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I still think that 2 is the worst. Is still I absolutely hate 2.
Oh yeah, we would have a fight over if you thought this was worse than 2, because 2 is really bad. 2 is just bad.
2 did have the more better soundtrack though.
True. I mean, Limp Bizkit, fuck yeah.
I mean, you can't you don't fuck with the biscuit, man. I mean,
man, talk about a band that instantly dates your soundtrack. Oh, this was the 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'd say another one would be the Spin Doctors, 2 Princes. That'll date your movie.
Yeah, that's like that's like mid 90s, but yeah.
It's 92 actually.
Yeah. Is it 92?
It is 92.
That's one of those songs I always forget about, and then somebody brings up. It's like, oh yeah, that was a thing.
Oh yeah, this movie was like in every movie in the mid 90s. The Boss Tones. Oh man.
But I like the Boss Tones.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that after the show.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I enjoyed this one. I did. I did. I do like these Mission Impossible movies. I'm just not a Tom Cruise fan. So a lot of it is just kind of me groaning, just having to deal with him, chew his way through dialogue. No, yeah, this one was good, but I really just felt like they were just kind of purposely trying to top the last one. Like, hey, remember when we did this? We're going to be doing this now. It's just like the last one, but only this is happening. It's just, okay, you could just think of new ideas, which I'm sure he's doing now in the other ones, but...
Well, yeah. I mean, that is an issue all sequels have to deal with. It's like
True.
Of the sequels are always trying to one-up themselves. And to a degree, you want to, but you don't want to look like that's what you're doing,
Well, you see, I think there's a way to do it well, and just to do it to and make it look terrible. I guess I'm going to use those canon action films from the 80s. How they just purposely got more.
Oh, Masters of the Universe.
No, the Death Wish series is really more of what I'm talking about and referencing in particular with Charles Bronson, where each one was just up the ante. Like the second one, it was pretty much the same plot as the first, different city. Like I think the first one he was in New York, and the second one was Los Angeles. Third one he moved back to New York, and a gang has taken over in a neighborhood where the police won't even enter. Pretty much it ends up with a fight with him with a giant chain belt fed Browning submachine gun on a fire escape firing at these gangsters.
Nice.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, they just kind of get more ridiculous after that. I don't know how you top that, but this one though, the stunts were cool. It was. It had a hard time keeping my attention. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that can be a thing.
Yeah.
And I will maintain this is the best one so far. We'll see. I just remember not being super thrilled with Fallout, even though it's the same writer and director.
Yeah.
Although it is funny, like going into this one, Tom Cruise made the big announcement because essentially he bought the franchise and he was like, okay, I'm going to be in charge of the franchise. We're going to keep on making these. Everyone's going to have a different writer and director. They're going to have a different creator in charge. And then he made this one and he said, okay, so this guy's going to come back and do all the other ones. So it's like that didn't stay around long, Tom.
Yeah.
But,
I did like this one because I also felt like Simon Pegg had way more to do, and there was way more time with him in this one, and I did enjoy that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. No, I thought they were kind of creative because both they created both the Benji character and God, what's the name of the Ving Rhames character?
Luther.
Luther, yes, they had the Luther and the Benji character, and like personality-wise, they're different, but like as far as their roles on the mission, they're going to be very similar. They're both your tech guys, and I thought this movie was actually fairly creative on how they essentially used both of them, because essentially there's the first part of the movie where Benji is with Ethan and they're working together. And then Jeremy Renner and Luther are working together, and they're separated. They're not together. So like, you have the action guy with their tech guy working on separate stuff. And then the movie was actually very creative in thinking of ways to involve them both, and I thought that worked out really well because I like both their characters quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, overall, I'm a fan. Let's see. I guess I don't have much else to add. Other than I like this one, I recommend it. Anything you want to add before we dive into Insidious, Bobby?
No. This is okay. It's a solid entry in the franchise. Yeah, so far, because all of these I've been watching for the first time. Like, I don't think I've seen anything past 2 as of original release. I still think 3 is one of the better ones. So.
Yeah, 3 is actually underrated in my opinion, and 3 is actually worth checking out. If you don't have reason to check out 3, then all I can tell you is Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, just watch it as a ruthless villain. A ruthless villain.
Dude actually manages to be like over the top and he downplays an over the top villain. Like, he's saying the most insane shit, but he's saying it so like nonchalantly. It's kind of just an amazing performance.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is a great performance. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I enjoy this one. I actually like the villain in this one quite a bit as well. I mean, I don't think anybody will ever top Philip Seymour Hoffman because fuck, that was great. But I think Sean Harris does a villain in this one. He works very well for me. He's quite a bit more memorable than the villain in the last one, which is my huge complaint about Ghost Protocol, because that villain is almost non-existent, I swear to God. But yeah, let's see. Are we ready for Insidious?
Yeah.
Okay. Insidious. So I didn't realize there was a new Insidious movie coming out until like a month ago. And I was like, oh, I kind of enjoy those movies. Can I get any of them on the schedule? And I was able to get one in. And upon watching this, I was like, maybe I should have tried to squeeze in 2, but here we are. We're at the first Insidious movie. This is the movie of I want to say the family name is the Lamberts, and their son like suffers an injury and goes into a coma, and then essentially it goes down. They go through this adventure where they kind of realize because the mom's seeing visions around the house while the son's in this coma, and it's freaking her out so much they actually move. So the dad's a teacher, but he must be doing all right as far as money to just afford to move them to another house. But anyways, he moves them to another house.
They placed this in the modern times, didn't they? They placed this in modern times, right? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I don't think it's too far off. So like this is 2010. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was doing all right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she gets a new house, and then it turns out that this house is haunted as well. And then it turns out it's not the house that was haunted; it's the son. And then essentially you go through this backstory where you find out Josh Lambert, who's Patrick Wilson in this movie, who's always great, by the way. I'm a pretty big Patrick Wilson fan, but he's his mom had a similar issue where essentially he was doing the same thing, and they figured out how to get him to stop. And the idea is to get the kid to stop. And then it gets wonky. Like you brought up before the podcast that this is Poltergeist.
Ripped off Poltergeist. Yeah.
Yeah. When we actually get to it, it's a lot like Poltergeist.
Yeah, and I had never seen this before because I don't know. I guess I'm kind of snobby when it comes to horror. Yeah.
I'm usually a fan of the James Wan ones, so I usually try to check those ones out.
Yeah.
And I think if you look past the actual well, he did Saw, and actually I'm not a huge fan of the first Saw, but he did the first Saw.
I enjoyed the first Saw, yeah. That was okay.
I'm trying to think what else. I know I really like The Conjuring, but I think The Conjuring might have been after this.
I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, it's an interesting question though. But I will say, like, if you can ignore kind of the poltergeist elements, this is like, at least like from a tone and atmosphere perspective.
He also directed Fast and the Furious 7.
Oh, well, I knew about that one. Yeah,
he was also a writer on Aquaman.
One of his few action movies. Yeah.
Oh, he was a producer on Mithrigan too.
Megan.
Which actually I loved.
Well, I feel like
I loved.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't seen it.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Looks like he
there's a
was
number in the title. It can't be good.
Mithrigan? No, it's actually really, it's campy and quite hilarious. Upcoming. Oh, he's actually directing the new Aquaman that, according to IMDb, is in.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did the first Aquaman as well. I forgot about that. God, that first Aquaman
here. He
movie,
did Dead Silence. Oh, I saw Dead Silence.
Mm-hmm.
I actually enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I enjoy the first Aquaman movie, but it's like, you can tell James Wan knows that that's a goofy movie and is doing lots of goofy shit with it.
The people understood the assignment for Mithrigan.
Yeah.
They understood it. They did all their homework.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Insidious, in my opinion, I know for a while this was like my daughter's favorite horror franchise. I never got there with her, but like, this is, in my opinion, this is a solid movie. It doesn't rewrite the book or anything, but I think James Wan does it with enough atmosphere. It just kind of makes it creepy enough. Lots of background images, lots of
the sound design in this was on point. That's something I definitely took away from with this. Like, this had great sound design to it. I was very impressed with it, and it was definitely one. I was like, wow, I should have watched these series before. These are actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I haven't even seen them all. I think I've seen the first 3, and it's been a while. I think I saw the third one when it came out, so it's been a while. I don't even remember what happened in the third one. I know only the first 2 are about this family, and then the new one's going to be about this family as well.
Okay.
And the third one was a different family, and then there was a fourth one that I didn't even see. So yeah, I'm behind on this franchise as well. But like I said, I remember enjoying the first 3. I don't think they rewrite the horror book by any means, but they're solid horror entries. I want to say the first 2 in this franchise are done by James Wan, and then the third one's done by Lee Winnell, who I'm pretty sure also did the Upgrade movie. I don't know if you saw that. That was a good one though.
The movie Upgrade?
But he wrote, I think, all these. Yeah, Upgrade. It stars not Tom Hardy.
Okay.
Upgrade's a solid movie as well. But yeah, so is Insidious. Worth checking out. I guess, yeah, again, I don't have a whole lot to say other than that I enjoyed this. What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah, I really did like this. Like I had mentioned before, the sound design on this was really on point. Yeah. I'm excited to watch the Red Door one. I'm excited that we get to watch that one soon.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I saw the drawings up on the wall, and the one of them was obviously a red door, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, all right. Yeah, I don't got much more to add. Like, I was just very impressed with this, and it shows me right for being a snob for horror, I guess.
Nah. Yeah.
So what if? So what if I just like a guy in a hockey mask killing teenagers at a campsite?
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good one.
Yeah, no matter how bad they get in the series.
Yeah. No matter how bad they get, they're still good, right? Right?
Yeah. And let's not even begin to talk about the knockoffs.
Oh dear. But yeah, maybe someday we'll get to those ones too. I'm sure that I was about to say, I'm sure there'll be.
Well, if we're going to, we already started one horror series, so we gotta finish it out. We gotta watch Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3.
Oh, true. Well, we're gonna start having some gaps in the podcast, which will be fun because then we can start picking out stuff. Oh yeah, I was also gonna ask you.
Yes.
I was just gonna. Was there anything you want to add to Insidious?
Oh no. That was it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So one thing I was gonna say is on July 17th, I just have Christopher Nolan movie in the schedule. I was gonna ask you if you had a pick for Christopher Nolan movie you wanted to do.
Oppenheimer.
I don't think we've covered any of them.
Oppenheimer.
Well, Oppenheimer's already in there. That's building up to Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I know that. I just I'm really excited about that one.
True.
I don't want to go with one of the Batman ones. That's just too easy.
Yeah, I won't. Like, we'll probably cover Batman on its own at some point as well.
Because I have
probably
things
when
to
the
say.
new one comes out.
I have things to say about those.
But yeah, and the other good news is that, like, this might be the perk of the writer's strike too. Eventually, they're going to slow down on content. We can start filling in with more fun stuff because I feel like there's so much. It's like, okay, there's something new coming out. I want to talk about the new stuff, but every once in a while, it's fun to go back, just do like, okay, let's do an episode where we just talk about a couple of our favorite movies.
What is him as a director?
Yes.
How about I didn't even know this was him. Okay. Yeah. How about Insomnia from 2002 with Al Pacino and Robin Williams?
Okay. Yeah, I will admit, the first time I tried to watch that, I didn't make it through because I couldn't stay awake. Which is great with the title. But yeah, no, I was also really tired. So there's a decent chance it's decent. I just could not stay awake. But I just thought it was
that was that short little period where Robin Williams was making creepy movies.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. I can actually try to stay awake for that one this time around.
Yeah, drink some coffee.
But yeah. But that's not quite next week though. Next week we're going to be doing Mission Impossible Fallout, Mission Impossible 6, Insidious: The Red Door, and then we'll have the first 3 episodes of Secret Invasion coming up, which I'm excited to see those because
like it's been hard.
The reviews have been iffy, but Yeah, the reviews have been iffy, but like
the reviews have
what
pretty
I've heard
much
from people
mirrored the
talking
same
about
reviews.
It sounds cool.
Well, the reviews have mirrored pretty much the same shit that I've seen whenever a new Marvel series premieres.
Yeah.
Oh, sir, I just don't like it. They're doing this. Now, I haven't watched it, but here's what I see from the trailer.
Yeah.
And just do.
You're reviewing the trailer,
over
bro. You know that, right?
Yeah,
You know that.
Yeah, no.
But what I've heard is essentially it's a darker MCU, like a spy thriller, and like Samuel L. Jackson owns it. And I'm like,
that's
sounds
cool because I
And-
like it when they do that stuff. Probably why I like we always talk about it. How I always say, like, well, my favorite out of all of the Disney Plus series is still, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I like those. I like that storytelling.
It's not my favorite, but it's a solid one. I think people should.
I like it. I like it. I just like that those elements in the story. Those ones that make you feel like you're watching a Tom Clancy movie. I guess I kind of like those espionage-esque movies. I like those.
I will say for the longest time, my favorite MCU movie was Captain America: Winter Soldier, which very much was like a spy action movie.
Yeah, that was a great one. Yeah.
But yeah, if this can channel any of that energy, I am so gonna be on board. But we'll be talking about that next week. Do something a little different. I actually pulled up a little clip that we could end on. This is Anthony Ingruber, who was the stunt double for Harrison Ford in the new Indiana Jones movie. This is essentially the YouTube video he put together that kind of got on the job, that kind of got people noticed, and I thought we could play it out while we post on stream.
Yeah.
So, everyone, have a good one.
Han Solo. I'm Captain Millennium Falcon. Courier tells me you're looking for a passage to the Alderaan system. A fast ship? You never heard of the Millennium Falcon? It's the ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. I've outrun Imperial starships. Not the regular Balkan cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Corellian ships now. Just fast enough for the old man.